Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese episode 163. I'm your Joe Dix, joined today by Marc Augustiniak.
What's up?
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. How are you, Marc?
I am dandy, fantastic.
Fantastic. When you got out of your car earlier, I thought that you cut your hair.
Oh, because of the hat.
The hat.
Yeah.
I just saw it was the shadow of the day.
I didn't feel like dealing with it, so actually the weather is really nice.
It's so nice.
It felt fallish.
Yeah, it smells like Castlevania outside.
I don't know if that's like a turkey in the wall smell.
Yeah, that's just precisely what it is.
Chicken? Which one is it? Is it chicken?
It's big, so I'm gonna say turkey.
Okay.
Right? Because it's, if you look at the sprite, it's like half the size of Simon.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that here.
Just a rotten wall turkey smell.
Yeah. We could open up that door.
But you have to use a whip that's hard enough to break concrete.
I can build one.
Or maybe the chain one with the little spike ball in the end.
We could do that.
Cool.
We could totally do that.
How are you?
Oh, I'm just rad. I don't know. It's been one of those weeks that's really, really long. Like yesterday.
It's even worse for me because I have to wait another day before I get paid. So I'm just like, just do it. I have things to do.
You just want to sleep until it hits. Yesterday I woke up and I saw someone tweet, "Today feels like one of those days that's 3 days in one." And I was like, that's an odd thing to say. And then like halfway through my day, I'm like, oh, it's time to go, right?
There it is.
And I look, I'm like, it's been 2 hours since I got to work. All right, that guy set my omen.
Never leave your brain.
It was bad. Yeah, yesterday was really, really long. Just forever.
Yeah, I mean, some of the days were kind of quick for me.
I think Monday went by quickly, but that's because I was off, and then just over.
Maybe it's because I actually did work. I don't know.
That might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, like, things have been really rad lately.
I think they're going to get slightly better as it goes on.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just... I guess more so video game related.
Oh.
Getting closer to releases and all that.
We are. And then simultaneously getting further away from others.
Yeah. That thing.
That thing, The Last Guardian. Should we talk about that?
Sure, we can get to that.
Why not?
I thought I would be more upset about it.
Yeah.
But I think through if anybody has heard my frustrations with Zelda constantly being delayed for years, I think I'm just kind of like desensitized to that pain now.
I get that.
And it's like, you know what? It's fine. You know, like I see delays usually as a good thing because they want to take more time to work on stuff.
That Miyamoto quote really just...
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't like that it got announced in the first place. So I want them to kind of take that Hyper Light Drifter route where it's just like, you know, don't even give me a frame.
Yeah.
Just do
it.
And then when it's out, it's out.
So Shuhei Yoshida, friend of the show.
But I don't know why it got delayed.
He made a post on the PlayStation blog. Stating, the Last Guardian development team is fast approaching major milestones in production and has made the tough decision to delay the release of The Last Guardian a few weeks. The Last Guardian will launch on December 6th, 2016. Fumito Ueda.
Still this year.
That's true. Fumito Ueda, Gen Design, and Japan Studio have a wonderful vision for The Last Guardian's touching, emotional journey of friendship and trust, and we want to deliver the most polished experience possible for our fans who have supported us for so long.
Oh, there it is.
It's an understatement.
Bugs.
A delay is a difficult decision, particularly with this game. It's good you called that out. But we have encountered more bugs than anticipated while in the final stages of development. To ensure that The Last Guardian delivers on the experience that the game's creators have envisioned, we need to take the extra time to work on those issues. Our development continues to push itself to the fullest, and we look forward to revealing new content toward launch.
More like the last minute.
We appreciate your continued support. So,
I mean, that's fine.
It's fine. I think that, like, really this was expected.
Like, would you rather have it now and get like a day one patch type thing, or
no? I don't think anyone's doing that, and I don't think that they're
Because I think this is the better way to.
I agree with you, but I think the other side of the argument is like, why announce it if you knew it was going to do this? But then again, I don't think they knew that it was going to happen.
They probably just found out like shit.
Well, you got to remember we know when they started development on this game. Mm-hmm. It was sometime in the like 1960s, and
every time they just get started, oh hey, there's a new system.
Yeah, and if they've been like stuck in this weird thing, and they like finally get it to go, and then it's like PS3's, let's push it to PS4. When they brought it to PS4, I imagine that they had to just scrap everything.
Yeah, and like it's weird because like I know I'm excited about it, but like the hype isn't exactly there. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it's like when a game comes out, I don't think I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, like this is all I'm gonna play. Bye bye world.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I'll start to feel like that by December, because I don't think I'll feel like that by October. Just like I probably wouldn't feel. I mean, I would feel a little excited for Zelda, but I think it's good that it's waiting, because right now, like just where I am with everything, like mentally, it's just I don't think I'm ready for all that all in one year.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And then, especially for October, because I'm gonna be obsessed with Rock Band for a bit.
Yeah, when's that launch? The 4th?
Oh man, it is pretty soon, isn't it? I forget when the Rivals thing comes out. But I mean, that's gonna be the majority of my October, along with whatever we play. Yeah. So like, I'm fine with Last Guardian. Like that's a good Christmas thing. I'm sure there'll be many tears. Yeah.
I think it was they couldn't go to 2017. Like, there's no way that they could.
They would make a lot of people mad.
Yeah, I think that a 2 month, not even 2 month, really, it's like a 6 week slip or 5 weeks. I mean,
if anybody still cares.
Yeah, that's the hard part with this one. I would like it to come out and be this thing that it, has been built up to be, but I don't know.
For how do you say your name? Is it Team Ico or Eco? Because I've always said Ico.
I don't know.
I mean, Eco makes sense too.
I always say Eco, but I don't know. I never.
Either way, that team.
Yeah.
This is their third game.
Correct.
So they have a decent track record.
Third game in as many decades. Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, they're 2 for 2 so far. I'm not.
It seems like they do, despite however people feel about their controls. I can tell that they really care about quality. Yeah. Like, they have a certain vision.
I just wonder, as someone who didn't play Shadow of the Colossus, but Shadow of the Colossus seems to get a big...
I played a little bit of it, enough to get an idea.
Yeah.
And it took down, like, maybe the first 2 Colossi or whatever.
Yeah. And I can't say that it's not as...
It definitely has its own learning curve, but I don't see it as a bad thing.
No, I'm not arguing the.
But it is, but the controls are sluggish.
Yeah,
like you feel the weight.
It was 2005. It was different, and but that one I feel like.
But it was like sluggish in a good way.
That makes sense. Where you feel real.
A little bit.
I think that one gets built up a lot as this like.
I mean, it became a greatest hits. Yeah. And it was even. I remember. I think it was 2 different movies. That featured it. I forget the name of the Adam Sandler movie. It was like a really like serious one where like I think he lost his family in 9/11 or something.
Paul Blart.
Yeah, but like his way to cope was playing that game.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget the name of that one, but I could swear.
Was that Rain Over Me?
Huh?
Was that Rain Over Me?
Maybe.
The one with Don Cheadle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Like his coping mechanism was playing Shadow of the Colossus.
Interesting.
And there was another. I believe there's another movie that had it featured, and I can't remember, or a TV show. But I just thought that was interesting.
Well, we'll find out December 6th.
It's not bad.
Nah, it'll be fine. It is the same day Gravity Rush 2 comes out.
I haven't even played. Every time I hear that name, it doesn't sound like what it is.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I thought it was like a racing game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like some kind of like hover car
futuristic
thing.
What if I told you Gravity Daze? DAZE. Like, Daze.
Is that
That's the Japanese title.
Yeah, as I say, that's just the Japanese version of this.
But does that give you a better... Does that fit better?
I think it's the gravity thing.
The gravity thing.
I don't know why. I don't know why I go to vehicles when I think that.
I don't know.
Unless it's Gravity Falls.
What if it's Neo racing fast?
I think you got that backwards.
Oh, fast racing Neo. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been playing
F-Zero!
In a segment we like to call Now Playing. We played Fast Racing Neo, a.k.a. F-Zero, a.k.a. fake F-Zero.
Yeah.
German developer named...
It shows.
That's not their name. I don't remember their name. Yeah, whatever they are. I forget now. But they basically said, hey, we want an F-Zero game on Wii U, so we're going to make one. Yeah. And they did.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's... I was thinking about it earlier when I was putting together notes for the show, and I was kind of like looking back, because we played that a week ago or so.
Yeah.
And it's very much F-Zero. You're floating cars, racing fast.
Oh, yeah, the music, the high speed.
Yeah. But it's just slightly off, where it, you know what I mean? It
doesn't feel polished. Compared to, if you're going to compare it to F-Zero's, like, last, like, good game, which was GX, I think.
Was GX GameCube?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because I think, I don't know why, I want to say Sega helped with that.
I don't know. Maybe.
But, like, that was, like, you could, like, double tap I think it was, like, a shoulder button, I think, and you could, like, kind of, like, push someone off to the side, or if you, like, hit another button, you could do a little 360 spin while still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, just everything about the game. Like, and there was videos I remember seeing a GX where people would just skip half the level.
Because
jumping off of some ramp, going offside, and they just, they cleared us within a minute. And
that's
like,
funny.
Made me feel really bad about myself.
But
Fast Racing Neo.
You're not wrong, though.
Is it Sega?
Yeah, F-Zero GX was developed by Sega's Amusement Vision Department. Supervised, published by Nintendo. Historically noting, let's note, this was historically the first significant collaboration between Nintendo and Sega.
It was a good one.
I never played it.
Especially when they had an arcade version out as well. And the machine was shaped like the Blue Falcon.
Oof.
Well, at least part of it was. You didn't have the big wings on the sides. It was just a cockpit part. But what was cool about that, even though we never got it, at least not everywhere in America, it had a little memory card slot, so you could transfer your created vehicle from GameCube into...
That is so cool.
Into the arcade one.
Man, I miss the arcade. I really miss the arcades.
Yeah, there's... Apparently, I was on the phone with my friend yesterday, and he told me of one that's in PA called Timeline. This sounds really legit. So they separated all their arcade games by decade.
Ooh.
So everything up to now with like current consoles.
Yeah.
And like it sounded really good, and I want to visit that.
We should go do that.
Somewhere in Hanover.
Interesting. Yeah, we should make a weekend out of it. By a weekend, I mean like a day.
I mean, same thing at this point.
Yeah.
If you're an adult.
That's very true.
Have like that one window to do something.
Yeah, I think this is, we should go. Over 250 games.
Oh, you looked it up?
Oh, they have 2 locations.
Oh, do they? It's getting big. There's there's a place near us, but I don't know if it's really an arcade. It looks like a little hangout for like kids or something.
I don't want to go. We had that one, remember? That Trash Town, Crab Town.
Oh, it looks like a horror movie on the outside?
Yeah.
If you don't know there's an arcade in there, don't go in there. But
yeah.
you have no reason to really be in there unless you want to like get drunk. But
I know.
If you know an arcade is in there.
I'm really sad we didn't do that again for my birthday.
I thought we were going to.
I know.
I mean, you still can.
We could. Yeah, there's a place called Crab Town here in Maryland.
Because we love them crabs.
And, yeah, I mean, it's like an arcade paradise in terms of like the games themselves. Like they're all there. They're all set to their original pricings, and some of them have been like reduced. So you just pop a quarter in, you're good to go.
Yeah.
They still maintain the arcade machines, surprisingly. I think one year we went, they were a little busted, but
yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean that's expected. These are
true.
Very old machines.
Yeah,
it's probably hard to find.
But I know that like one year we went and like there were a lot of them that were broken or not, operating properly. And then the next time I went back, all of those were fixed or replaced or whatever, and it's been a lot better. But
that's cool.
It's I'm sure every town has like that, like just pocket, Like every state, every area.
Like a good pocket or like a bad pocket?
Like a bad pocket.
Like a hot pocket.
Yeah, like a hot pocket of sad.
Yeah.
Just like that like dumpy, rundown.
Mm-hmm. Black hole.
Black hole. Yeah. This is where the people that live there have never left. They never will.
Or if they do leave, they come back.
Yeah.
Sucks you in.
Come back worse than they ever were before. It's that kind of place. It's that, like, very, very small town USA kind of woof. But this is, yeah.
But, like, there's not many arcades around, so it's like...
Yeah.
You really have to appreciate what you have.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, you could find the random machine here or there sometimes, maybe, if you're lucky. I mean, now you mentioned this one. We should probably check this one out.
Yeah, I heard about the pricing for that one. It's not a bad deal. It's like, you can do, like, $10 for an hour and play whatever you want.
Oh,
or you can do like an all day thing for like $30.
Interesting.
It's really not bad.
Road trip pass. Okay, so they do this by the this is like the old pinball
free
museum.
Advertising.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, this could be rad. I'm down with it. Give it a shot. Cause yeah, the one we went to, it's cool, but like it's a sub shop. Like primarily, like a really, really, we ate there and we all did not feel great when we ate there.
I didn't eat.
You made the right choice.
Because I seen reviews were like, don't get the food.
Just go play the game.
Get the drinks and get the games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went the one time and I was like, yeah, I'll get a cheesesteak. Why not? Let's have some of the best that you offer. And it was just like
regret.
Freezer burnt steakums that were mildly heated up in the microwave.
You just have that little bit of frost on it.
With just sad cheese drizzled over it. Just
what you think is cheese.
Right. Like, remember the elementary school cheesesteaks that you'd get?
I never got them. I've always avoided them because, like, I didn't...
Because they were amazing?
Well, see, I was very picky as a kid. And, like, if it wasn't peanut butter and jelly, I didn't give a shit.
That was your primary source of...
It's like junk food mostly. Like,
I get that. All right.
I mean, besides like pizza or something,
yeah.
But like just if it didn't look natural to me in some way, what my definition of natural was as a kid.
Yeah.
If it looked gross in any way, I just avoided it.
You made the right choice. I'm not saying that.
And I'm sure whatever cheesesteaks they had onions on it, so no.
The ones we had, I remember the ones we got through the school it was just shitty bread that had little seeds all over it. Not seeds, but like that. You know what I'm talking about? The little. Like
sesame
cornmeal?
Seeds? Cornmeal? Yeah,
like you have on the bottom of pizza.
Oh,
you know what I mean? That little like...
It's like Braille.
Yeah, exactly. And then like just like weird shaved beef that was just... shaved beef. Let me say that a couple of times.
Oh.
And then like, imagine if you got like good... nacho cheese from Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, I had that last night.
Oh, fuck you. Good nacho cheese from Taco Bell. You let it sit in the sun for month and a half. Then you mixed it with about a cup of water, so it was nice and runny. And then you drizzled that all over that shaved beef. That was the elementary school.
Episode shaved beef.
I'm really thinking about it.
I know, I can see it. It's just.
That was essentially what I ate at Crabtown. And,
it's just the name.
Crab. Yeah. That place is a cigarette. That's what that place is.
A cigarette?
That is what Crabtown is.
So you go, you're...
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, okay, cool. There's a... Did they have the Luigi's Mansion arcade machine at Timeline? Because if not, they should.
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing.
I'm not sure if I believe you.
I have pictures.
Wait, don't they actually have like the vacuum as a controller?
Yeah. It's in Japan.
Yeah, of course. Japan gets everything.
I know, I want it.
I remember Dave and Buzzards. They had Mario Kart, but Namco made it, so you had Pac-Man featured in it. But it was just straight up Mario Kart. I think it was like Mario Kart 7?
3DS?
Like, I don't think it was 8. I think, or maybe its own thing. But I think it was just like a high-res version of 7.
Damn.
I don't know.
I've been whistling that throughout the house. If Katie's not here and it's just quiet, I just walk around.
Do you sing it just like how Luigi does?
Ah. I think it'd be rad to play. It's Luigi's Mansion, kind of not really the real game, but a two-player arcade game.
I would say, isn't it like a rail shooter type?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm okay with those games.
Yeah, I mean...
I like the Resident Evil ones, because it kind of sums up all the games in like 2 discs.
Yeah.
So it's like, alright, I can catch up with this. You need to make another Time Crisis.
How many did they do? 5?
I think so. That sounds about right.
So yeah, Fast Racing Neo.
Yeah.
That was... the controls were just slightly off. They did all the right things, but...
It's really not a bad game. So there's like those little pads like F-Zero has where you can like build up your boost or whatever.
Yeah.
This one has like 2 different colored ones, and when you switch to go over those, you have to match your thrusters to that strip.
Right.
It reminded me a bit of Ikaruga.
Okay, yeah.
The bullet hell where you have to switch colors to accept certain bullets to phase through.
Yep. I was thrown back to Outland.
Oh yeah, I never played that.
Yeah, I played the demo of it, I think.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah.
It looks good though.
It was neat, kind of. But yeah, that whole mechanic, you've got to toggle as you go over the blue or the orange pads, and they give you a nice little boost, or sometimes you get the jump. Yeah. The levels are really cool.
I can never land.
Yeah.
I was having that problem. It was just like every time I try going nose first or just completely parallel, just no matter what, like you get slowed down.
Yeah, and I'm not good at those games either. Like I'm fine at it. I mean, we played and like we were both like, depending on the course,
we picked up on the controls pretty quickly. But like every time we turned, it was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm never good at that, and I know there's a way to get good at that.
It's easier to maneuver in F-Zero, but that makes sense because you have a whole team and it's not an indie game.
Right.
Not saying that indie games can't be AAA worthy or quality wise, but just with this one in particular.
Yeah. This one's got DLC coming soon.
Really?
New cars, new tracks, new stuff.
Oh, Blue Falcon?
Maybe.
City?
There was one in this called like Falcon. What was it?
Vulcan. Or Falcon? It was like one vowel off.
Yeah. Fulcon Captain or something. It was like, all right, you're trying. Yeah, what else have you played this week? That real quick to just close out on Fast Racing Neo. Yeah, no, more, less, who cares?
I like it. I just don't think I was in the mindset to be like, yeah, F-Zero because...
Yeah, because it's not F-Zero.
Right, but I do appreciate it because it is the closest thing we have.
It's true, in 15 years. I like it. I don't know if I will... Like, I might go back to it if you and I were like, yeah, let's play more, but I can't see myself really...
Yeah.
That'll be one of those ones where I'm like, I need something to play. I might put that on, like, on a random Tuesday and just...
Cause I have the Virtual Console F-Zero, the SNES one on my 3DS, and I'm bad at that.
It's a tough game.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on from Fast Racing Neo. Check it out. It's $15, I think. I would say if you're looking for an F-Zero fix, it's close. It's not all the way there.
Yeah.
But hey, support your independent developers.
It's just a little simple, good game.
Yeah. It's good. It's good stuff. What else you got?
Strider.
Is this the...
I did that Humble Capcom bundle.
Oh, yeah.
And so for like $15, I got Resident Evil 1 and 0 and Strider and all these other
for PC or PS? Oh, PS4.
For PS4. Like everything was for Sony.
Yeah.
So all these other games that I have that are for PS3 or Vita or PSP, I can't play.
Yeah.
Unless I get the what is it called?
PlayStation TV.
Is it TV? Yeah, 'cause I get it confused with Now.
Don't
know why, but
PlayStation Now is the streaming service completely separate.
Yeah, so your TV. So until I get that, I can't play half these games that I bought.
Yeah.
But I got it for the Resident Evil games because two of those games for $15 worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I never tried Strider, this I guess remake, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, remake, reimagining of the NES game.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Reimagining.
Oh.
I don't know, just like it's fun. Like it got me exploring, which I didn't expect. I forgot that it was like a Metroidvania type of game.
Yeah.
Like Capcom's take
version of it. Yeah.
Which again, that's cool. I like the high action, being like a ninja, running around, acrobatic, whatnot. But for some reason, it just felt a little slow.
Yeah, I didn't.
I mean, the fighting was fast, but like the movements didn't feel fast. Maybe it's just because I'm in the very beginning and I didn't unlock everything.
I think it's also the character animation.
Because like I just got the
His
double
feet
jump,
kind of
and I feel a lot better moving around. But
did you? I can't remember. That one has difficulty options, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing just normal.
I think I tried to play it on hard, and it was just like too much.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun.
I think it's just a slow start, maybe.
It was.
I mean, because it seems like they put a lot of love into it. Like, you have a whole section for concept art, and it's a lot.
Was there a sound effect of like a girl screaming over and over again?
I don't know if it's
in one of the sections.
I don't know if it's over and over, but you do fight girls as like mini bosses.
All right, that's the only thing I can remember is like controls that pissed me off, dying a lot, and screaming ladies.
Yeah, I mean, there's one part where you have to fight two of them at the same time because they're sisters.
That sounds right. That might be what I'm thinking of.
It's still in the very beginning though.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, I didn't get very far in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's okay.
You gonna go all the way through with it?
Probably not.
All right. Sorry. Guess what I didn't play this week?
What didn't you play?
Slain. Back from Hell.
Why didn't you play it?
Because it was due out on Tuesday. And
So
Tuesday I'm like,
you're the only person waiting for it.
I'm the only one. And I'm super stoked. At like lunchtime, I go on PlayStation Network so I can buy it and push it to my PS4 at home. So when I get home Tuesday night, ready to go, let's play this thing.
That's how I felt about Mother Russia Bleeds.
Oh, yeah. It's not out on PS4 yet, is it?
No, it's not. I thought it was because on the wiki it was like, it's out for, it's going to be on all consoles. I'm like, when? I don't even know when.
Yeah, I don't think it... But I was like, let's do it. And then it wasn't there yet. And I was like, okay, they probably haven't updated the story yet. I'll wait till, lunchtime, California time. So I get home, update to PS4 system software 4.0, which neat. Nice little,
I forgot to do that.
It's pretty cool. So I get that updated, jump to the store, and I'm looking, I'm like, where is it? Did they not update the store? What's happening? Why? Wait, that's new today. So if that's new, where's Slain? And then I do a quick little Bing search. Found out.
An infamous Bing.
Delayed by a week. So instead of it coming out this Tuesday, they pushed it back. They announced it like the day before it was set to launch.
That's not too bad.
It's not. It's delayed by a week on PS4 till October 1st on Xbox One, and then later on Vita. So I can wait a week. If it's delayed again after next Tuesday, I'll just buy the Steam version because that's what I was about to do.
I think the PS4 and Vita would just have the same release date.
Yeah, but they're different enough.
I mean, because a lot of games have like that cross-play feature and all that, so they can kind of run the same games. And for something like Slain, I feel like they could just both run it easily.
Maybe. There's a lot of stuff going on in Slain in terms of like active animations.
Oh, yeah.
So Slain, if you're not familiar with it, is a game that actually I found out about a while ago, like last year at some point. And it was set to release in January, and it did. But the game looks really cool. If you just look at it in motion, it's cool as shit looking. But apparently when it released, controls not so great. And everybody was like, oh, it's so good conceptually, but it plays like garbage. And then the developers really didn't react to it right away. They did one minor update, but they really weren't.
They needed time to cry.
I know. But then they were like, no, fuck it, we're gonna make it better. So
Did they remove it?
they kept patching it with little iterative things, and they basically just redesigned the game, called it Back from Hell, and did a relaunch on August 1st. Yeah. So August 1st, Slain Back from Hell came out on Steam, and now that's coming to PS4. And what it is, if you're unfamiliar, it's basically Castlevania meets just metal. The dude looks like Alucard in a sleeveless shirt. But
like
everything is... Huh?
Looks like he has a beard.
Oh, he might. So he might be like a Viking man.
Yeah, he definitely has a... Yeah, he has a beard.
Let me take a look at this man.
You're
Oh, yeah.
You're Moses with a sword.
It looks like a buff Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks cool, though.
It's fucking rad. Have you seen the trailer for it?
I don't think so. I think what I was thinking of in my head was something completely different than what you were talking about.
This one is just like...
But this looks really good.
Like, if you see it in motion, if you can find some GIFs, you'll see, like, it's just constant, like, blood splatters and, like, I don't know, everything looks like it's just dripping and moving, but it's all done with this really, really cool-looking pixel art.
See, for some reason, I kept thinking of Salt and Sanctuary.
So, yeah.
Like, so whenever you were saying Slain, I'm thinking Salt and Sanctuary. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it looks good, but it's a lot of tween animations that it's just me personally,
That Salt and Sanctuary I want, but I don't. Like,
because I believe that's from Ska Studios.
Yeah.
And for anyone that's not familiar with that, the first time I came across them was when I had a 360. Mm-hmm. And first game was called I Made a Game with Zombies in it. It was just a simple little top-down shooter.
Yeah.
And he made this really funny song called I Made a Game with Zombies in it. And he sounds like Billy Corgan. And so the music picks up the pace of the game, like amps the difficulty as it goes with the song.
Cool.
So like flashing lights, distractions, crazy. And then he made another game that I loved called Dishwasher Samurai.
Yeah.
And I love the art style in that. It's just a really crazy, just like 2D hack and slash. And he made a sequel. So like you have like you switch between guns and melee. And it's just a really messy game, and like in terms of like blood everywhere. And then you made a beat 'em up called Charlie Murder, where you're a punk band, and each of you, I mean, you could take the role of one of the band members and just beat the crap out of people. So from there, I don't know if he's done anything since, but then I come across Salt and Sanctuary. So it seems like he's really progressing if you see his games, like the evolution of his games. Yeah,
I mean, just peeking at this and knowing what Salt and Sanctuary looks like, yeah.
Slain looks really good.
Slain, yeah. So I'm super stoked to get it when it finally comes out. And, like, I could buy it on Steam, but I feel like...
In celebration, are you going to color your beard and wear a wig?
I think so.
You should.
Yeah, cut all the sleeves off my shirts, which I'm already kind of doing anyway, but...
Yeah. Or you can just roll it up.
Well, I have a thing where I don't buy clothes until whatever. So all of my shirts, like, I just wear the same shit for years and years and years until it just falls apart. Like, these pants I'm wearing, I was pulling them up today, and one of the belt loops, I heard it like...
This used to be really red.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you get it.
Like 3 years ago.
You get it. Marc is indicating to a shirt that is just pink and speckled.
Yeah.
Or not the whole shirt, just a piece of the shirt.
Yeah, I remember this all used to be very colored.
Yep.
And it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. So all the ones with holes in the pits,
Oh, yeah, I got a couple of those.
I just rip those sleeves right off. Look cool as fuck. Use them as lawn shirt, mowing the lawn shirts, or just hanging out inside shirts.
My lawn mowing shirt is just me and jorts.
Makes sense. Yeah.
No shirt.
Yep. You got to get that sun in.
Yeah.
So Slain, next week, I should hopefully have something to say about it. I will have something to say about it, because if it gets delayed again, doesn't come out, then I'm buying it on Steam.
So you're just gonna feel slain.
Yes.
That slain pain.
But it looks so fucking cool. I almost bought Salt and Sanctuary after I realized it wasn't out, just because I wanted something that kind of fit that, but I knew it wouldn't. But I heard that one's dope too. It's like basically Bloodborne, but side-scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I might get that. I might wait a little bit because
looks tough.
Yeah. But I will bounce the ball back over on your side. What else have you played?
I hate this because I should have wrote it down. No, it's like I can't remember for some reason. And watch, and I won't remember till after this whole episode. So I'm like, oh yeah, I played that.
Driving home, text me.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really count, but like I updated Pokemon Go.
I updated it too,
but I added that buddy thing.
Did you open it?
Yeah.
And
I made Charmander my little buddy.
Yeah.
Just because I can't find Charmanders.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't play the game either.
I know. I almost deleted the app the other day.
Yeah.
I realized, and we'll talk about this later, but it's kind of like one of those. Just like if you look at just what the game is, like
if they didn't mess with it, it probably wouldn't have been how I feel about it now.
But even still, like I think
still like I wouldn't have played it as much.
The game was shallow right out of the gate, and I think it grabbed us because of what it was the idea of having Pokemon on our phones, but it really wasn't that.
Yeah, the idea of what they want to do is great, but that's not what we got.
But what we actually got just doesn't feel good. It doesn't play well. It doesn't.
No.
It's not an enjoyable experience.
No.
There's no challenge to it. It's random chance.
See, usually I avoid very popular things. That sounds so hip. But like, and not because it's popular. I think it's
typically the popular stuff is not the good stuff.
I guess I just see like what it attracts and like what, and just see all that from like a far point of view.
Yeah.
And I can just see it. I feel like I just see everything, and it's like, well, I don't see this lasting long, so I don't see the point in getting into it.
Yeah.
And then this is probably the first time where I didn't do that, and so it was weird to be a part of it. So it's definitely an experience, but
yeah, that was a cool thing that happened. Like it's one of the things that I don't know. Like
I think it needed to be more of a game, like because the social aspect was fine.
Yeah.
But it was lacking in the game part.
It was huge. Like, we'll look back on that in 10 years like, whoa. I just don't like how reactive a lot of companies are being, where they're like, oh shit, we got to jump on this now, because it's like already passed.
Yeah.
And it definitely was a flavor of the week kind of thing, and you have like Kaz Hirai coming out and saying like, oh, Sony's going to enter the mobile business hard. We look at Pokemon Go and see what they've done, and it's like, well, yeah, they did do it for a minute. They made some quick money, but what's the sustainability? Like, obviously, there's going to be drop off for anything that grabs the masses, but that really dropped off. Like, really, really, really dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm surprised when I see people at work that still have it open or actively talk about it.
I think they picked a good time to release it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, before an actual game coming out.
Yeah, but no, I mean, when it was at its height, I can think of maybe 2 people at work who weren't playing it across like the massive team that we have.
Mm.
And now I can think of 2 people who are continuing to play it. Like it's really flip-flopped.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, surprising.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
But then again, not that surprising.
I mean, it makes sense, but like it was a big shout. Like,
yeah. Oh, you know what? I just remembered.
See, I knew it would happen.
Look at that. The other day, I was with my friends and we were playing the Jackbox Party Pack 2. I think that's the full title. If anyone that's not familiar, it's just a game where you can play from a PC or console, but you use your phone, laptop,
right? You
tablet.
just go to a website, right? Are you
to use your phone, computer, tablet as a controller? You have to log in on the website.
Yeah,
because each game gives you a specific room code, then you enter your name, boom.
It's so cool though, because it means
it's
you
really
don't.
Fun.
Yeah.
What games we played? One of my favorites is called Earwax.
Okay.
So pretty much, you get a random selection of topics on your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And you pick one, and then everybody else has to pick 2 sound effects. They can't listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
They just have to read what it says and just go with it. And you have to pick 2 sound effects that would best describe this topic or sentence or whatever. And then, you just judge picks what they think is the funniest or whatever they like. Then you have Fibbage 2, which is pretty much it's like a trivia game, but everybody has to. You're supposed to put in convincing answers that seem believable, so people can fall for that. So you're fibbing. But I don't play by those rules. I just say whatever I want that's funny, and you just see it up on there. But then they finally made a game where you can do just that. And I forget. I think it's Quiplash.
Quiplash.
Yeah. They give you they give you questions. And
did you make Quiplash?
I feel like
because that's a title that you.
Pretty much you'll get 2 random questions and you fill them out, and then on the screen they will compare 2 answers per thing, and you just vote on which one you like. And then they have Drawful. No. The first one had Drawful. Second one is called Bidiots, where you're at an art gallery and you have to draw these things, and it's all about bidding and shit. And then they have a game similar to Don't Talk, Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes.
Yeah. But
it's kind of it has a little story. It's all pixelated, Atari looking. You're at this office where apparently there's bombs everywhere, and you got to defuse them. That's your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But on your phones, you have a certain order of how to defuse these bombs, and you have to work together to find out what's the proper order. To defuse them.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But from there, we went to Drawful 2. That's a standalone.
Oh.
You can get that by itself. It's $10. And it's great because compared to Drawful 1, now you have 2 colors you can draw with. You still can't erase. They're fully aware of that. They put that in the trailer, too bad. And you can upload your drawings to Twitter now.
This is Poop.
Yeah, that's where the Poop Ghost came from. That was one of my things, so I drew the ghost who pooped. And then I uploaded some of my friends that they drew. But that game's really fun. We played a couple rounds of that. So for anybody that doesn't care about the party packs, it might be too much or something, or can't or not care to wait for a sale. Yeah, I would recommend Drawful 2.
It's just a fun. Is it like Pictionary, but
basically they give you you get 2 topics, and you have to draw them, and then people have to put in their answers on what they think it is. Yeah, and then all those answers will pop up on the screen, and then you vote. And then you pick which one you really think it is. Okay. So that's pretty. You're just guessing what it is.
That's pretty cool.
So I think the other one I drew, I'm not sure if I uploaded it. It was I think it had something to do with licking fingers. Okay. So I just drew salad fingers. Just straight up, just salad fingers, just licking his hand. And then
did anyone guess it?
People were guessing stuff related to salad fingers. I was like, no, I didn't. Okay. Yeah. I misled them a little bit. But also, instead of putting in a name for yourself, actually no, I think you still put a name for yourself. But on top of that, you get to draw a picture for yourself, so you know that's you as a player. So I think the second time I drew my own version of Sonic. Fuck, just out of irony.
Sonic or Sanic?
It was just Mark the Hedgehog. Oh god damn it!
DeviantArt/Marc.com. Oh man, those are rad. We should get those. We should stream those.
Yeah. They all have those Twitch options, so people can vote along or whatever. Drawful 2 is specifically built, I think, around streaming.
That could be really, really fun. And scary, but fun.
In a good way.
I bought Bloodborne DLC, but I don't know when I will play the DLC.
Why?
Because I realized that you have to... There's a certain way you have to access it.
Oh, are you not there?
Yeah, because once I beat the game, I started New Game Plus, but apparently it's way harder if you do it on New Game Plus.
That's expected.
If you access the DLC. So independent of that, I had already re-rolled and done a separate character. So I had 2 saves, and in my second save, I'm playing through that one, but I'm not quite at the part where you access the DLC.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if I want to jump back to my old character or keep going with this one.
I mean, you could play it twice. You're already playing the game twice.
You're right. You're not wrong. I don't know, but yeah, last night I ran around a little bit in Bloodborne, and it was like, it feels real good to be back in this game.
I really need to sink my teeth into that one.
Yeah, that could be. Hey, fuck the Last Guardian. That could be Marc's October game.
Well,
I can see you're contemplating eyes, but you're also.
I have a couple games, I think, for October.
Yeah, but what else would you need?
Costume Quest 2.
Oh, good point. Good point. Well, time will tell.
Yep.
But yeah, Bloodborne.
Is that game permanently $20?
Bloodborne?
Yeah. Or was that just a sale that I missed?
That might have been a sale.
Okay.
The DLC is $20. And that was the fuck thing. So last night I went to the PlayStation store and I was like, let me open this up. Maybe Slain just magically appeared. And then, of course, it's still not there. And I was like, should I buy Salt and Sanctuary? You know the one big reason I didn't buy Salt and Sanctuary? Like, just impulse buy? The goddamn logo.
You don't like it?
No. It looks like a fucking Affliction t-shirt. Like, the font they used to... if it was anything else.
Like it seemed like it'd be more fitting, at least for that kind of game. Other than like a dude bro type thing.
Yeah, I don't know. But, so I was sitting there and I was like, what can I spend money on? Because I had to, apparently, I was forcing myself to spend $20.
Needed that fix.
It's like, I'll buy the Bloodborne Old Hunters DLC. And I'm like, when the fuck am I going to play this? But I bought it.
I heard it was really good, though.
Yeah, me too. And the cool thing is, like, I felt stupid for not doing it before, but now it's like, I still have all this Bloodborne to play that I've never seen before. So I'm super stoked about it.
I really want to get the Witcher Game of the Year edition.
No.
Why?
Because just play Bloodborne.
I can play both.
No.
Why's it got to be one or the other?
It doesn't have to be. But you can't do Witcher before Bloodborne.
That's true. I feel like The Witcher has a lot more. I feel like that's a longer game. With all the DLC they have. And some of it's not even, like, some of it's just, like, its own standalone stuff.
I guess.
The only thing I've heard about the difference is, I think even though it includes all that DLC, it doesn't include something about the card game or, like, the mini game feature in it. Something dealing with that, apparently, that's not in the Game of the Year edition. Oh. And that kind of bums me, because I want to try that.
You want to play the card game?
I'm curious.
You can play it on its own. They're releasing it as a standalone,
Yeah,
remember?
I want to try that too, but I want to try it in The Witcher first.
Right.
I'll have to look into details about that. I'm sure there's a correction somewhere.
If you go to the PlayStation store and type in Bloodborne, and you buy that should answer your...
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's all you need. But yeah, I ran around in Bloodborne a little bit last night, just like grinding in the same area. And oof.
What weapon do you use?
This time around, I went with the axe, but I quickly upgraded to the Kirkhammer, which splits. So if you have it as the two-handed weapon, it's this giant fucking hammer, like a big square. It looks like a meat tenderizer, like the big square block. But it's huge. But I use it as not the two-handed, but the single-handed, which is a really, really nice sword.
Oh, okay.
So last time around, my character was Simon Belmont. So naturally, I used the threaded cane, and you can...
I love that weapon.
Use that as a whip.
Yeah, it's so good.
This time, I'm playing as Talia al Ghul, and I felt like a sword dagger would be...
That's a fitting...
A little more.
...character for that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Does she actually look like her?
I think I tried to make her look like Scarlett Johansson with black hair.
Because, like, the faces in that game...
Faces are amazing. You don't like them, I can tell by your...
Well, no, wait. Maybe it's not that one.
The faces aren't that, like...
No, it's Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah.
Faces are horrible in that.
Huh. I don't know. The character creation in this, like, you'll spend...
No, yeah, I think Bloodborne has better character creation, if I remember correctly.
We did that live stream last year. Remember where Kyle played it?
I don't think I was a part of that.
It was like a Friday night. I think it was me, Kyle, and Tyler, maybe.
Probably.
It's been a while. But we did that in like an hour of the stream was Kyle making his character.
It's...
Because he like made the Joker, and then I showed him like another example. As he's like finishing up the final touches, I was like, oh yeah, look at this one that somebody else made. And he was like, oh fuck, somebody already made the Joker? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, I'm not doing it anymore. So he deleted and started all from scratch. And like he kept trying all these different things. That was a good stream. I think it should be archived on something. If you go back and watch it, like if anyone's familiar with Bloodborne, the first beast or first boss is the cleric beast, which is this giant, hairy creature. And Kyle's wandering around. He's like getting the hang of it. He's doing really, really well, surprisingly. And he's like, all right, so where do I have to go? And I didn't tell him that it was a boss, but I just led him directly to the first boss. And as soon as he walks in, like you hear the music kick in and the boss meter comes up at the bottom and the cleric beast just leaps down from the sky and just like
and then just like, nope.
Kyle's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? It was really good.
Could be archived to the YouTube.
It's somewhere, yeah. I think it might be on the YouTube. I think it's called Kyle Dies Tonight. I think that's what it was. So yeah, I Bloodborne, I can... we're getting to that time of year where, you know...
Aren't you always in that time of year?
I'm always in that time of year, but like I'm extra in that time of year right now. I don't know. Anything else you remember playing?
No. That might be it, actually.
Let me see here.
I mean, I wanted to go back to Neo.
Yeah.
That's another game that got delayed.
Oh yeah, that wasn't out. It was only the beta. Beta, right?
It got pushed to next year.
What?
I want to say
slipping.
I want to say February or March.
That sucks.
Yeah. I know they recently just had a survey where players could fill out, like, give them feedback about the beta.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that might have something to do with it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But hey, I mean, if they're taking into consideration things that people had found fault with or whatever, that's...
You reminded me of talking about Bloodborne, because they played similar.
Yeah.
But I really think... I think so far, I think Neo is still the best combat. It's very in-depth.
Is the beta still out, or it's done?
Yeah.
It's over? There?
No, I mean, I think you can still download and play it. Should be able to.
Give it a shot. The other thing I played more Hyper Light Drifter, which that game's so good. I think I'm getting close to the end. I beat all 4 of the bosses. I have all the pillars risen, but I have no idea what to do next. It seems like I have to go back and get more pink triangles.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
I assume by now you had that skill where it's like you have to time the drifting. So you have to keep tapping faster.
Yeah.
Than previously.
So, when you upgrade to that, there's a room to the right.
Yeah.
And you can run around in a circle.
Yeah, that's where I left off.
So, I did it and I got up to 25 the first time and I was like, oh, I'm fucking great. I did it 25 times. And then one time I went back and I got 60 something and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Then I broke 100.
Damn.
And I got to 110. When you break 100, it drops down these walls in that room.
Oh.
And there's a little secret in the top left that you can go pick up. And there's another little character in the right. So I'm like, oh shit, but he's blocked off by some wall. And I know I've got to hit 200 or something to get it. I was like, maybe 150 unlocks it.
Yeah.
So I tried for a really long time. Something about that rhythm, it's basically what Marc's describing is you tap X to drift. But when you upgrade it, you can X, 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 X,
and then you just maintain that.
Then you maintain that for a while. But you have to continue to move. Dash was telling me that on PC, apparently it's easy. You just tap left and right, and you can just go back and forth in a circle. And it's still... Or you go back and forth in a straight line. And it counts as actual movement.
Huh.
It's not as simple on PS4. I have to run around in a circle and do that. If you go left and right, you always overshoot a little bit, and eventually you just slam into the wall.
Oh, I'll have to try that 'cause I have it on PC.
But yeah, it's tough, but it's cool. There's all these little secrets that I keep finding, and then I don't know. I've returned to like the first area and like completely forgot how like light and nice and pretty it was, because like I've just gone through hell and science labs and weird, gross things, and it's really cool, really cool. So hopefully by next time I have that beat, but that one, I don't know if I said it on the air, but I know I mentioned it to you. Like, this is to Zelda as Fez was to Mario to me. It's just, it's exactly what I need right now. I don't know. It's really, really good. It combines a lot of different elements from different games, and I don't know. It's just a really inspiring thing, both from the gameplay and just the design of it all.
Yeah.
I really like the world they built, and
it's beautiful. Like,
the world is its own character, as it should be, and it's really good game.
Yep.
Really, really, really good game. And then I played the Picross 3D Round 2 demo. So I think I might drop the money and actually get that.
Oh, that's the one they just announced, right?
Yeah, they announced and released on the same day as the Direct.
Right, okay.
So Picross is, for those who have not played it, you're given a grid. Let's just say a 10 by 10 grid. And on the left axis and the top axis, you've got numbers. So let's say it's 0. That means that row or column, whichever way it's going, has nothing colored in. So you can clear those out. The next one might say 10, which means each one of those squares is colored in. Another one might say 4 and 5, which means there's 4 that are side by side colored in, a space, and then 5 that are colored in.
So basically by the end, you're trying to make a picture.
You're trying to make a picture by filling in these things. But it gets more and more complicated, because it might be 10 squares and it might say 222, which there's a couple of different possibilities how 222 could play out on that line. So it's a lot of process of elimination and all that. So now in the 3D realm, it gets wild, because you've got the same idea of there's so many cubes in here that are colored. They have 2 different colors now. So it's blue squares and orange squares.
Oh.
So that plays into it. And then you have to go inside the cube, so there's different layers, and you're creating basically a 3D model. So
yeah. I only have the 2D Zelda one.
Yeah. So you played the Zelda one. That one you can get from My Nintendo for like 1,000 points, which you answer a couple questions and change your clothes in Miitomo, and you got it.
Yeah.
If you like that and you want a little bit more of a challenge, I would say at least try the demo of this. It is a little hand-holdy at first in terms of the tutorial, which,
I mean, rightfully so.
Yes, but like as someone who already understands Picross, I was ready to just jump into it. So I don't know if the full version lets you do that.
I was the opposite. Like, I had no idea. So like when Zelda was teaching me, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
It's pretty, yeah. And once you kind of get the concept, it makes sense, which is why I'm like,
Or you can do, if this game lets you do it like the Zelda one does, just keep messing up. The time limit will go higher, whatever. But like, just get enough to where like you can memorize what the pixel art is. So just redo it and just draw the picture. Yeah,
sometimes you can get away with that. This one kind of works like that, but like because it's a 3D model, sometimes you have to, I don't know. You can memorize like little bits of it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say definitely try the demo. If you have a 3DS and you're looking for something to do and you like puzzle games, I think it's not exactly Sudoku, but if you like that,
it has that element.
Yeah, that like sort of, the numbers thing, it has nothing to do with math at all. It's just sort of a, they just use numbers as a part of the puzzle. But like that same sort of like part of your brain goes off when you're playing this as you do Sudoku. And you're making cool pictures or little models.
Yeah.
If you buy the full version, they have amiibo things, so you could scan in Link and get a little Link puzzle.
That's right.
So that's cool. I don't know how many of them there are, but they're built into it. I don't know. I'll probably pick that up soon.
I'm sure you will.
I know, because I'm debating on that. In the immediate future, that or Dragon Quest VII. But I don't know.
Well, you're looking for a snack. You're looking for a meal.
Time will tell. But right now, I'm looking for a break.
Mm.
So let's do that. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit about some stuff.
I like stuff.
Yeah, me too. Stuff is good. Stuff is great. We'll be back and won't be late.
And stuff.
Mark, welcome back.
Hey, I'm here on time.
You know, so earlier we were trying to think of a topic to talk about this week. Like, what's something that's gonna drive the episode? What's a good conversation to have? What topic of the week do we want? And you suggested something, and I was like, well, yeah, but I don't know. But now let's talk a little bit about delays because
What just got delayed?
South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
That was when was that coming out originally?
That was coming out December, and now delayed till Q1 2017. So that was the last thing I was looking forward to this year, outside, in terms of like big releases.
Damn. Did they say why?
Let's see. The development team wants to make sure that the game experience meets the high expectations of fans, and the additional time will help them achieve this goal.
Companies,
per the UB blog.
Because companies have to keep advertising that things are coming out this year, so you can pre-order it, and then they'll delay it so they can continue to work on it.
And so this is to kick back to an hour ago when we talked about The Last Guardian being delayed.
I mean, that was only like a couple. That was like what, a month or two?
Last Guardian.
Yeah,
and it's like
still this year.
Still this year. Delays, as you've said, and I agreed with, they are indeed. A delayed game is not a bad thing.
Right. It's just it's what happens before is what makes us salty about it.
Right.
And the fact that they announced a date, they give you an idea of what to look forward to, and then they're like last minute, no, it's actually this. And it's like, how am I supposed to? Oh, okay.
And I think
whatever you say, I love you.
It's a really, really difficult thing, and this is something that we've seen increasingly over the last few years. Since really, like, this generation has really kicked up delays. Like, almost.
They just need to stop preemptively thinking when they're gonna like have something out by then. Like, stop giving yourself deadlines that you can't reach. Just don't worry about deadlines.
Yeah, and there must be a common thread because it's a thing where we see companies announce these things with every intention of hitting that. Obviously, you're not going to put out a date knowing that you're going to delay it. That's not what's happening.
Yeah.
And we can all understand and sympathize and empathize with the fact that it does take a lot of work to make a game. You and I have no idea what goes into that. Neither does anyone. Well, maybe not anyone, but a lot of people listening aren't making games. So we don't know what that looks like. But
and there's like various issues that come in hand. So it's like
it could be anything.
Yeah, everybody has their own reasons, which is I get that, like.
But this is a common trend where things that are announced are slipping from what they're announced when they're announced to release.
Like whoever is in control of saying that, like, things are coming out in this frame, that just needs to stop. So even when a game gets delayed, I wouldn't even give a window of when it got delayed to.
Yeah, I think
'cause it can just get delayed again.
Recently, that happened with something. I don't remember what it was, but something that got delayed.
Zelda.
Yeah, but there was something that got delayed, and they were like, "Hey, we're delaying it. Sorry, we don't know when it's happening." And it made it seem like it was way further out than it was. And then they came out and they're like, "Hey, here it is. It's coming out in 2 weeks," and it was out and whatever, or it's coming out, or I don't remember what game it was now. But I think that it's
Hollow Miami did that with their level creator.
Sure.
They were like, "Yeah, this took a little longer than expected. Just just be patient."
Yeah, and
we'll have it out soon. Like, you can say soon, that's fine.
And again, like, I think we get it, and like we're behind it.
Yeah.
But there's There must be something going on this generation with development that's causing this kind of stuff.
I think it's just there's just such like everything's just more instantaneous. We're just in that part of life now, or everything's just with technology and all that. Everything's just instant. Nobody has real patience for anything. Everything has to be now. Everything's demanding.
Yeah, I think we've been trained to do that, where it's everything's at our fingertips. We can, if you have a thought and you need an answer to that thought, you can,
maybe just companies think they just need to make something as fast as they can and get it out there, and regardless of quality.
I get that, and there's two sides of it, because there is the side where you see it from the developer point of view of like they don't want to do this. Obviously, they want it to be out and ready to go, but
it's a tough balance between business and art.
Yeah, and because you have to make money, but you want to make something great. But then there's our side of it where it's like, man, it does suck that like things we were really excited about, we have to wait a little longer for.
But unless you're more of like an independent type deal,
yeah,
I think we understand. It's like you take your time to make this beautiful piece of art.
True.
And you want it as best as you can because, not only are you doing it because of money, but it's a passion of yours. You want to express yourself. You want to show to everyone, what you can do or what's in your head. So that's fine. Like, get that. Yeah, like you want to work on this? Good. Take your time, whatever. But
yeah.
But then if you're on a business side of it and you're working under some companies who are, all they care about is just the money or the profit, it's like, oh, yeah, well, then, we'll announce this and blah, 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 blah. It's like, I think there's been stories, like, around E3 where developers didn't even know they had a deadline until E3.
Oh, yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah. So it's like, they probably have no idea about half that stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, hey, here's your deadline. Deal with it.
Do you remember when, what's his face? Iwata did that to Sakurai when he announced Smash Brothers at the Wii U thing, and it was like he didn't even know that he was making a game. He was still in the middle of Kid Icarus, and it was like, oh shit, I guess I'm making Smash Brothers now too. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about delays, but that was definitely like, well, here we go.
See, so we have Neo, we have Last Guardian, we have South Park, we have Slain technically.
There's a lot, dude. Like
I know, like there has
even
to
if
be
we
a
just
couple
go back,
more.
I mean, like Horizon got delayed, Zero Dawn, the PlayStation exclusive. You brought it up before, but Zelda.
I think that one's the most infamous one.
Yeah, you know what's funny about Zelda though is that like they totally were able to spin that back around because that got delayed and it was like, oh fuck,
which is weird. It's like.
But they came out at E3 and it was like
it's like having that wife you just want to be pissed off at, but you can't
because you're married. There was one interview, I don't know, a month or so ago, and this kind of ties into something I wanted to bring up later, which because I watched indie game Life After you brought it up. That was last week you mentioned it.
Yeah.
And I was gonna watch it after we got done recording and then didn't, and I just kept almost watching it, but then I didn't, and I watched it last night. So it's still fresh in my head. But something that came out of that and something that ties into Zelda and the delay is the idea of like positivity within our games and within our feedback about games. Because something that was a common thread throughout Indie Game Life After was how Phil Fish, Edmund McMillan, and they didn't really focus so much on Jonathan Blow. But Edmund and Tommy from Team Meat, as well as the guy, I don't recall his name now, but he made Passage.
Yeah.
They talked about all of their stories. And
then the one guy who made that phone game recently with the colors.
Yeah. Him, not so much about the negative stuff though, but all of all of these guys, like they talked to them about how, particularly with Team Meat, they could sit there and read 50, 100, 200, 300 different positive things about their game. And there's one guy who just says like, fuck this game, or your programming is shit, or this is a bag of trash, whatever.
Yeah.
One tiny thing that stands out and just, like even if there's this positive stuff.
I wonder how Concept felt.
Sorry, guys.
They're probably the opposite. You see one good comment, like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. But all of this stuff that, like, they were immediately drawn to the negative thing, and it just, like, that outweighed everything. And something I read about Breath of the Wild was Aonuma said in an interview that one of the big reasons for the delay is that he didn't have anything nice to say. And not that he had bad things to say, but I'll have to track down the interview, or I forget where it was. But
he didn't?
So what happened was he would say, hey, here's what we need to do. And the team would do that. And they'd come to it, and they would show him the current build. And he said at one point, they had a lot of really, really cool things built into the game. This. And he played it. And instead of saying, I like this, I like this, I like this, he said, okay, here's what we need to fix for next time. And because he gave them just negative stuff, or not necessarily negative, but just here's what needs to be fixed, and didn't praise the things, there was this breakdown in communication that caused them to sort of, they changed things that didn't need to be changed because they were so focused on, okay, well, let's fix what, Aonuma said needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And that then removed some of the really good stuff. And when he played it again, he said, well, wait, what happened to all that other stuff? And they said, we didn't know you liked that. You just told us to fix this. So if he had just said from the start, like, I really like these things, they could have kept that in, but then going back and trying to put those good things back in on top of what they had fixed had caused further delays. And it's just...
He seems to be really good with miscommunication. Like that whole fiasco with, like, hinting that Link might be female, just because of the way he worded a sentence.
Yeah.
And it blew out of proportion. Then he had to go back and, fix that.
But I think that there's a real power, like, even outside of video games, but something, really good about being good to one another.
Yeah.
Because it's a real ass thing. Like, if, one bad thing can just ruin everything. But one good thing doesn't fix everything.
No, I think both are equal, or like equally capable of having the same, like, type of extreme effect.
I agree, but we never.
It just all depends on the situation.
Yeah,
because normally we don't, well, at least from what I'm around, it's not normal to have a, like, severely bad 24/7 life.
Yeah, no.
And then you get that one person that says hi to you and makes your day.
Yeah.
And instead we have, like, a pretty, everything's kind of okay, balanced, and then, tend to have more off days probably than good, if, like, stress or work or something, whatever. And I think it's more noticeable to focus on the negatives. It's just so much easier.
Yeah, because it's good. It's like a comfortable blanket that you can throw around you just to bitch about something and just like, this sucks. Doesn't this suck? Yeah, that sucks. Everything sucks.
It just gets passed around.
Yeah.
The one guy got cut off on the road, takes it to work. Another coworker from there takes it home.
Yeah.
From there, whatever, like, so on and so forth.
But what if we did it the other way? What if you got cut off at work, but then, like, someone else let you over? And instead of remembering the asshole that cut you off, you remember the one who waved at you and let you over and blew you a kiss and gave you a hand job while you were changing lanes.
And you go to work and you give a coworker a hand job and you go home.
Exactly.
And you give that person a hand job. Hand jobs all around.
Hand jobs all around. Yeah, so Indie Game Life After was really, really, really great. Really inspiring generally as a film, but... Yeah, that whole bit about just, like, how toxic and poisonous that one little asshole could be.
And it all depends how much power you want to give it to.
Yeah, but, like, it's so natural and easy. It's like we just said, like, that guy who cuts us off, it pisses us off. And that, something in our brains is so...
just easier to be destructive.
Attached to. Yeah, absolutely. We are a shitty,
art
shitty
form
species.
To be the opposite.
Yeah. I don't know. But I think it's important to hold on to that, like, no, this is good. Like, very much that cliche of, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Because it just doesn't, it's not constructive. It's not doing anything.
I feel it. I mean, yeah, if it's not nice, yeah. I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, if you hate something, hate it. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But why do you hate it? Be specific. Not just, like, like, because you're just farting. That doesn't...
It just gotta have that good balance. Like, so for, Anuma's sake.
Yeah.
You need to bring in more of that, hey, like you said, like, I like this.
Yeah.
But
maybe
we can fix this.
Right. Yeah. Because bringing in that, I like this.
You have to bring in the human aspect to it.
Yes.
Don't just be a fucking robot.
Yes. And I think the internet is a very dangerous place to become robotic. But, yeah.
It's the Matrix.
So while we talk about delays and all of that, like, yeah, it sucks, but, like, I don't know. It'll be fine in the end. It's not that big of a deal.
It's a little more patience.
There's the things that we're excited about. You know what I mean? And there's a reason that we are excited about it, and we have to remember that and keep that close. But you saw, like, my immediate reaction before we hit record on the second half of the show. As soon as I saw South Park delayed, I'm like, God, fuck, of course. Yeah. Yep, why not? But I'm not going to tweet at Ubisoft or at South Park and just start screaming.
Right, but it's understandable at the same time. Not saying it's good, but it's understandable because it's getting really close to its release date. You know, it's like, what, 3 months away?
Mm-hmm.
And then now you're going to mention a delay. I mean, granted, maybe they just found out that it had to be delayed. So, you know, maybe they want to inform everyone as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But again, if they had a nod of possibly prematurely gave a release window or date to begin with.
Yeah, but that's hard because they announced that
this wouldn't
E3.
be a problem.
That was E3. That's long enough. Same with Last Guardian. Like, it's long enough where you're like, yeah, we can get this done in time.
Like,
and then who knows what comes up? Like,
what was it? Nintendo Direct or Sony? I think they have an order of showing you games that are out for 1 year and then all the rest of the games that are out for next year.
Typically,
that are planned.
Yeah.
So I think more specifically ones where they don't give an exact date. They're just like, hey, this will be out. Like, here's what you can look forward to this year. This is what you can look forward to next year.
Right.
That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
And then, like, when it's like 80% done, then say something.
See, but I think that's the thing, is that we forget about that 20% where, like, yeah, 80%'s done. All we have to do is this last little bit. But that last little bit, you're going through. Yeah,
just wait till it's done.
Someone combines this item with this part of the stage, and they walk on this part of the wall, and then suddenly everything's exposed and everything's broken open. And you realize a game-breaking bug, you know, late in the game.
Into a game, Goat Simulator.
Yep. But all this talk about delays and things has got me thinking.
Yeah?
About two little letters.
Oh, right. That one got delayed too, wasn't it? Or it's rumored or something.
There's a rumor. I don't know. So there was a Forbes article, which...
Oh, that's a good source.
It's just an opinion. That's all it is. It's not anyone's...
Yeah.
There's no fact. There was no rumor.
Speculation.
It was just speculation. But we're going to do a little bit of speculation on our end, too. Because there's... Again, people are assuming.
Right before that.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing Fire Emblem. They got delayed.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Two more. But but with their delay, we get Super Mario Run, right? So there's like...
That's such a good substitute.
I don't know. Yeah.
I can do other things with one hand. Shaved beef.
I'm not even shaved beef. NX is a thing that's right now, as far as we know, March 2017. But that's all we know. We know it has two letters in its code name. We know that it's a it's a brand new concept. And we know March 2017.
See, last time there was something revolutionary, it turned into the Wii.
Yeah, sorry, I misspoke when I said revolutionary. But NX was announced March of 2015. It was confirmed to be real.
Wasn't it, I guess it was rumored.
Yeah.
Of getting any kind of info this month about it?
So announced March 2015. They said we're not going to talk about NX until 2016. So naturally, January 1st, we were all asking where the NX news was. Here we are, September 15th. Nothing. Nothing. So the console, if it's still set to come out, is 6 months away. We know nothing more than we knew
that's even,
the day that Iwata said NX.
It's not even that far away.
Yeah. No, 6 months. Like, we've known about it longer than it's... There's less time between now and its release than there has been when it was first announced and now. And we know nothing different.
We've been more interested in the NX than the Wii U since the Wii U's lifespan.
Shit. But you're right. So there was that Eurogamer report that had sources claiming what the NX was. That was since corroborated by Kotaku, IGN. They each had sources saying, different sources all saying similar things about what the NX was. And for those who don't recall, this is basically, the rumor was that the NX would be a portable system with a display that had, so basically imagine the Wii U gamepad. Screen in the center, your buttons and right joystick on the right side, D-pad and joystick on the left side. There you go. Take the Wii U gamepad on the go. Right. When you get home, you snap those sides off. You just sort of slide them out.
Throw them in the trash.
Throw them right in the trash. The display that you would carry around goes into a dock station that plugs into your television. From what we understand, the dock station has a little bit more CPU power on the inside or something, so it boosts output a little bit to the television.
I like the idea.
Yeah. And then the controllers would snap into a local thing and become, or I'm sorry, the two sides would snap into a local thing, and that would become your local controller. So this is the rumor that was then backed up by a lot of different sources.
Yeah, because even before those like blueprint ideas that everybody can see, everyone was like, it's a hybrid. It's going to be a hybrid.
Yeah.
Hybrid handheld console thing.
So those were the rumors. It's a screen that the sides snap off and then snap in to become a controller. The screen attaches to a docking station and becomes your home console. It is both. With that rumor was the rumor that we would learn about it in September. So naturally, everyone took that rumor as fact, and we've all been waiting very patiently. So here's a little bit of just, this is all projection and whatever, speculation, but Nintendo just recently was at Apple's event in September.
Unheard of.
Right. But so clearly they knew, Nintendo, that Apple was going to have an event on the 7th. So they're not, because they were working with them to make their big announcement, so they're not going to do their NX thing before that and get, you know what I mean? They don't want to have that cast a shadow over it. The PlayStation event was the same day, which we don't know if Nintendo knows about that or knew about that. But again, you don't want to compete with any of that. So that's out of the way now. Now we have Tokyo Game Show happening, which so far what we understand, it has not really been any big explosive announcements.
They showed some neat things, but I'm not sure if it was shown at TGS on like their, whatever you call it, press release. I don't know what to call it. Whatever. It's
PlayStation.
Sure. Yeah. Like
they did like a little conference.
Yeah, but like I go online and they're like, or if you showed me like, oh, there's these trailers for these games that got announced, but I was like, I don't remember seeing this when I was watching TGS.
Oh yeah.
So and like
they've been slowly like
E3.
trickling.
I mean, E3 did that too, though. There's a lot of games that they didn't show at E3, but it's like but
they're there.
They got released online.
Yeah. But again, like nothing at TGS is sort of.
Actually, they did do a little more in depth with the PlayStation VR.
But is that casting a shadow that's bigger than a new Nintendo console?
I mean, no, of course.
But still, like I'm
just saying it was something worth mentioning.
Yeah, but there's still like TGS news, which let's get TGS out of the way.
Yeah,
But now I think we're primed for in the next 2 weeks or so an announcement. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
I don't know what they do, but it's got to be close. We got the big iPhone thing out of the way. We got PlayStation out of the way. Let's get through TGS, which wraps up this weekend. And then next week, we're going to get hey guys, remember that thing we've been talking about? Not really. We've just been telling you we're not going to talk about it for 18 months. Just about 18 months. Let's time to tell you about it. Because the web, all the internet.
Take a seat, son.
Think that they know about it. Yeah, have a seat, sit on Pop-Up's lap, and let's see what we can tell you about this. Wishful thinking, maybe, but if it's coming out in March, I'd like to know about it. But this does play into exactly what we were talking about with delays. Delays would not hurt so bad if we never knew about the game to begin with, Or
I mean, it's fine if you know about it. Just don't give a date that you can't deliver.
So then the cool thing about that would be the other side of it is if we don't get a date until they're ready to just drop it. So it would be rad if...
Which is what Hyper Light Drifter did.
Right, where it's just like, hey, it's out, in a week. Like, done. So if we do this...
Shovel Knight DLC delayed.
Oh, yeah.
It's another one.
Kind of. Right, it's not like a real
it's
delay.
Fine, like, I'm not mad about it, I'm just pointing it out.
Because they never, said that it was coming out in 2016, but they said...
They don't have to give us this.
Fuck no, this is free.
Already,
yeah.
The game came out without
This is the second of 3 free not even DLC, the expansions to the game. Basically brand new games as far as I'm concerned. Plague of Shadows was
downloading.
Yeah, but so I think it'd be totally fucking cool. Nintendo's always looked at Apple. And you know what I mean? If you look at the N64 colors with the old bubble iMac and like that.
I noticed that even back then.
Right.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
So this is a trend.
The Wii branding and the iPhone brand. Like, there's a lot of things that Nintendo looks at Apple to do. And Apple loves to announce new products and release those products within weeks of the announcement. So, who's to say the NX won't get announced? I mean, hey, at this point, we're 6 months out and not, weeks out like an iPhone would be. But... The NX is not that far away. Why couldn't they announce it, give us all the details, and have it just come out in March? I don't think it's too implausible. I think it's actually kind of cool.
Do you think the name will change?
Oh, absolutely. This is totally a code name.
Because I'm so used to code names that they should just keep them.
Yeah, but I can't imagine myself saying, "Oh, I'm going home to play my Project Cafe."
Oh, I mean, yeah, but just NX. It's just.
I know.
It's simple.
It is simple.
Or next.
Yeah. I don't know. But the thing with this is I think it's really something that, I don't know, it doesn't suck, but sucks is having to wait so long. And this, we won't have a long wait.
Yeah.
6 months is quick. It's already been, I forget that it's September now. This year's almost over.
Wake me up when it ends.
Wake me up when I scream. I don't know. What do you think? Do you want it to get delayed? Do you want it as soon as possible?
I never want anything to be delayed. I just want them to take their time and make something well polished.
Well, look at the output for.
But I rather not know, and if I do know, you better be damn well confident that you'll deliver. And
I think they will. If you look at a lot of the output we've had from them, there's...
I still have faith in Nintendo. I don't think they're gonna really mess this one up.
Dude, I think they're just beginning. This is a whole new thing. I think that whatever Iwata was planning...
It's always been, that's their motto. They always want to do something new and different than previously.
Yeah.
Whether it comes off as gimmicky or not,
I don't know, and I thought a lot about the PlayStation 4 Pro this week and how the Pro is... Andrew House is quoted saying that this point in the generation, I'm paraphrasing, but this point in the generation is where people who want better graphical clarity and quality leave the console and go to PC at this point. So the PS4 Pro was developed to combat that and keep those people interested in this ecosystem by giving them something with better graphics, which is fine, but
You're kind of missing half the point of a game, though.
Yeah, and I sort of realized
the whole game aspect of it.
Yeah, and that's a part of it. But I don't know. Over the last few years, I look at what I've played and what I've focused most of my time and attention on. It has been this reversion back to Nintendo, where Nintendo's always been this constant in my life. But for a while, I really was nope. I need everything new, whatever. My PS3 was my home.
If Sony didn't have exclusives, I would have put my money towards making a better computer instead of just buying a PS4.
Yeah. And
because that's the only reason why I'm playing it. It was I know my computer can't run this now.
Yeah.
I'll also get it for PS4.
Right. And I don't know. I think about my 3DS has outshadowed my Vita because there just isn't anything to play on Vita. And the stuff that's coming to Vita, I can get on Steam already.
They
you know what I mean?
They announced 2 more colors.
I know. And which...
Metallic red.
There's an orange? Or
I think they've already had orange. I think the other one is...
blue? They already had blue.
I think it's white? I don't know.
Maybe a silver.
Maybe.
And then my Wii U as well. Like my Wii U's gotten more playtime than my PS4 collectively over the last.
I'm the other way around.
So and that's because of Nintendo's games. It's like everyone always goes to the properties and the fact that we love these characters, and yeah, we do. But also, I don't know, like a Mario game just feels good, and it's a fun thing to play. There's games on those platforms that you can't get anywhere else because of like we said before, like Fast Racing Neo is good.
Yeah.
But it's not F-Zero. As close as it is, it's still not what Nintendo does best, which is make really, really, really good games. So NX, whatever it may be, like I want that to be my new thing, and I don't care about the power. I don't care about whatever. I just want to play stuff that makes me happy while playing it.
I think that's what everybody wants.
I know. Well,
in some way, whether it's visually or.
But there was that bit in Indie Game the movie or Indie Game Life After where Edmund McMillan talked about the thing he did for the Game Jam or whatever it was, and it was AVGM. I forget what it was. Like, I don't know, but it was a game he made with someone where it was a room with a light switch, and you'd click the light switch, and you click it once, and you click it twice to turn it off and on, and a little picture pops up on the wall. You click it again, and it doubles up to 4. So once you click it 4 times, you get something else that shows up in the room, and then 8. And then 16 and 32 and 64, all the way up to 10,000.
He has a little collection of all of his little games that he made that you can get.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I forget the name of it.
The Basement Collection.
Basement. I'm just attic.
And but this, it was like a game that was very much commentary on like Farmville or any of those other games where you're really not doing basically, you're being rewarded for the time you spend and the amount of clicks that you put into a game.
Insert Gone Home here.
But it was like, yeah, like Farmville, yeah, you're getting your pumpkins and you're getting your different things that you put in there and your little, but really like it's not a real thing. It's this fake digital thing.
Right.
And they trick you into doing it. Like the way that modern game design has turned of like, and this stretches out to the likes of Destiny or any other big AAA thing where you're only being rewarded for the amount of time you spend in it to get this thing, and the thing that you get isn't even that cool. And more often than not, by the time you've wasted all this time to get said thing, you don't even care that thing ever existed.
Yeah.
And you're just ready to move on to the next thing because you need another, and then you're rewarded, or rather like, oh, you can just skip putting in all this time if you just give us some money. And you pay the money. And anyway, the whole
right. I mean, as you're talking about that, because I was bringing up to make sure I was getting the definitions here right for what a game is.
Yeah.
Because
you're busting out Webster's here.
Yeah.
Give me it.
No, because like
a game or a video game.
I just think the word game in general has changed its meaning over the years. Because it used to mean something, that was more. It was about the challenge. It was about skill. All that all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But now it just pretty much means entertainment. Whether it's especially with video games, you have people. When I said earlier about like Gone Home, like that was a big controversy.
Right.
Because people were like, it is a game. It's not a game. It is a game. It's not a game. It's a game because of this. It's not the typical game where it's like Tetris, but it is still technically a game because you are moving around and you're exploring stuff. There is a story. So now games have stories.
Yeah.
That's an advancement.
But they've always had stories.
Well, Space Invaders didn't really.
It did. You had aliens that were coming to Earth.
But it wasn't
we need to keep them out.
Right. But it was very basic. It wasn't like you are this soldier from this platoon of people, and you had a family to go home to and protect. But
it's a cave drawing.
And this alien is the last of his kind, and he wants to take you out because you shot one of his brothers.
But that's what your interpretation is, and that's totally valid. Whereas
I guarantee you that's not in a booklet.
No, it might not be, but that was what was great. Is like we've always had story in games. We don't need all this like bullshit narrative and all of that, huh?
Pong.
Fuck yeah.
What's the story in Pong?
Left versus right.
It's not a story.
Good versus evil, me versus you, whatever it is. There's a story that can be told, by that ball bouncing back and forth.
Well, then I could do that with anything. But
Yeah.
I mean, but like as far as an official story goes,
Sure.
like a narrative.
Yes. But narrative is subjective.
Because I mean, true, but there's games with the intention of just focusing on a story, and then there's games that just focus on the gameplay.
True.
So back then things were more simple, more arcadey, more things were just challenging wits and skill of
But
your
that's the
brain.
thing, like if you look at Meat Boy,
Now it's more like you can explore and interact with things.
You
And
can.
learn stuff. So.
but you could still do that through the gameplay. Like gameplay.
Yeah,
is a-
I'm just saying how it's evolved. Like it was like you said with the whole like cave thing. Like it was a very more primitive thing.
Yeah.
and it's just changed over the years, and that's where things kind of start to clash with people of trying to find like what is a game.
Well, because now everything's like so shoehorned in. Like looking at something like Destiny, where you're just shooting shit.
Right.
You're just pulling a trigger. You're not really doing anything, and the idea of difficulty is not really difficult. It's just there's a monster closet. Developers are putting in random AI to come in that are varying levels of difficulty.
And
you
same can go for
shoot at them and stop them.
like those classic JRPGs. You know, it's like like it might take some skill because you might have to. And by skill, I mean like you have to, find out what is weak to what, what works
Right.
best in a fighting situation. But other than that, if you fail, you just keep grinding until you can move on. And that's all it is. You just move, grind, attack. All right, get experience. You just keep hitting X, moving forward.
Yeah.
Till you're strong enough, and then nothing matters. No matter what you do, you don't need skill anymore. You don't need to pick a certain attack that will work. You just, hey, I'm strong enough. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of games realize that, and I think,
But that's something that
I mean, things are definitely in a better place. I love the variety. I love seeing all the different points of view. I mean, it has its bads,
Yeah.
like your Farmvilles and your Mafia Wars and shit. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole casual, hardcore divide with things.
Yeah, and I can't even pay attention to that argument anymore. But I
I don't even think it's a thing anymore.
oh, it still is
Oh.
because people have nothing else better to do other than like send death threats to people who delay games, because that's important. But I don't know what Nintendo NX is. I don't know if these rumors are true. I don't know if it's getting delayed, if it's coming in March, but whatever it is, I'm behind it just because I like what they stand for.
I won't be surprised if it gets delayed till around the holiday season next year.
You will be surprised?
I won't.
Ugh.
I'm not surprised with delays anymore. I'm like, I used to really get really mad at them. And
Yeah.
now I just don't care. It's just no point in getting mad about it. It's like, what? It's not going to make it come any sooner. Matter.
Yeah, I know.
But I think rarely I see a game where it's like, oh, hey, yeah, we said this was going to come in October this year. Oh, I mean, sorry, it's here now.
That's always cool too.
It's not often, but I like it when that happens.
Those are fun. Yeah, speaking of delays, I guess we'll post this episode sometime in 3 weeks.
Next year.
Sorry, it's not ready. It's just not ready yet. But hey, speaking of October, before we bring the show to a full close, October's coming fast. We have a cool cover story planned for October that you'll learn about on October 1st. But I'm going to get some work done on that today, some preparation stuff. But in the meantime, we are talking about the Nintendo 64. Turns 20 on, well, I guess technically it just crossed its 20th birthday in Japan.
Yeah.
It'll turn 20 in America on the 26th of this month. And, yeah, we have slowly been revealing our favorite 20 games for the platform. So as of today, I think we're up to, what, 12? Today should be 12, or we've counted down from 20 to today will be the 12th.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting we're not doing the weekends.
Yeah, right. So Monday through Friday, we're doing 5 a week. Last week we counted down 20 to 16. This week 15 to 11. Next week we'll bring 10 to 6, and then finally last week of September, 5 through our number one most favorite game on the Nintendo 64. And each day we've been doing a little blurb along with it. So we just, let's see, recently we did, Perfect Dark came in at number 16.
Good.
I liked me some Perfect Dark.
I did like from what I played. I think I enjoyed the campaign more than the multiplayer.
And then yesterday we did Resident Evil.
Hell yeah, we did.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 to be specific.
Love that game.
Marc put a really, really good blurb out there on that one. What else was there?
Mario
We
Kart.
did some Mario Kart.
Hang Time. Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Was Blitz in there?
Blitz is today.
Oh.
Yeah. So NFL Blitz.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, we're gonna. No, it's perfect time.
Oh.
You're good.
Perfect dark timing.
Oh.
It didn't work.
But yeah, let us know what your favorite N64 games were.
Oh, and today is the year anniversary of Jerry Twirl.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
1 year ago. That was fun. We did. So a year ago we did.
That was a game we played too.
Yeah, actually, I got
recently.
Yeah, Super Mario Maker. But yeah, a year ago we did Super Mario Maker. We gave ourselves 5 minutes each to make a level, and then challenged each other to play
on the YouTubes.
that level. Yeah, go to our YouTube channel, and you can find that. Yeah, we did a bunch of them. Joe's Taco Nightmare, still one of my favorites, just because Kyle's fury and aggravation.
That turned into sheer joy.
Yeah, very much so. I don't know. That's about it for episode 163, I think. Anything else on your end?
It's a delayed response. I'll let you know by next episode.
I know that by next episode we'll be talking about NX, so I'll be very happy. We'll have more to say about NX. I'm confident in that.
You sure?
I'm putting it out there to the universe.
You want to put a bet on that?
What kind of bet are we talking?
I don't know. I wish I had something really clever right now.
Free dinner?
You have to eat shaved beef if you're wrong.
All right, let's do that. We'll do a shaved beef bet.
All right.
So if I'm right, you eat shaved beef. If I'm wrong, I eat shaved beef. Is that right?
That was just for you.
Oh, shit. Well, what happens if
I don't
you're...
know, you can make it up for me.
You know that I don't mind eating shaved beef, right?
Well, you don't know what kind of beef you're getting.
No, I picture we got to go to an elementary school and we got to get one of those cheesesteaks.
I'm going to freezer burn it and everything.
All right. Or you know what?
That's too much work. Just, I don't know. Make you play something you don't like.
We could do that. What sucks? What do I hate?
I'm sure there's a lot.
Yeah, there is. I don't know. We'll think about it. This can be a daytime thought, and we'll tweet it out or something.
Yeah.
But I think by next episode, we'll know.
Implying next episode is next week.
Assuming next episode is next Thursday and it doesn't get delayed, yeah.
See what you did there.
Yeah, then I would say we should know something.
Okay.
We should have more information officially from Nintendo by next episode. Whether that is, hey, we're going to talk about it on this date, or it's information in and of itself of like, hi, this is what the NX is.
Okay.
But I think we get through TGS this weekend and Nintendo breaks the lid. Like Monday morning, Nintendo's just like, yo, here's the deal. We got this thing we've talked about. It's coming out in March, and we told you it's coming out in March. It's time for you to learn more about it. I don't know if it's a direct. I don't know if they do like a live thing. I don't know what they do. I don't know if they just like call a shareholders meeting and announce. I don't know, because I don't know what Nintendo console announcements in 2016 look like.
We'll just place in all of our heralds. This is for all the heralds. It's just so you get some.
You could find this episode, all of our episodes, on iTunes, where you can subscribe via the podcast app or others. You can also find us on our website, thefreecheese.com, along with all of our N64 stuff. A couple other... we have a lot of, like... I've been digging back through some of our archives, because now there's a new algorithm in place that generates recommended articles if you're reading something. So I've been getting, like, a nice kickback of old stuff that I haven't thought about in a long time that I wrote. It's been neat revisiting some of the stuff we've done in the past. But yeah, the freecheese.com is where all that fun stuff is. Twitters, you can follow the Free Cheese at some Free Cheese. Marc is at aug_mental, and I am at the Free Cheese. What else? Those are all the things we have to say, yeah?
Shaved beef.
Are you Googling shaved beef right now?
No.
Are you banging shaved beef right now?
No. My friend sent a picture. Apparently there was a Final Fantasy trading card game.
Oh, neat. Ooh, it's really pretty, kinda. I hate the cover of Final Fantasy X. That one on the right is really nice. Did you see
though. Somebody actually, speaking of that,
yeah, somebody
modded 10 to where all the music is replaced with Tidus's laugh.
Oh God, no! That's
so
really
all the instruments, so it's his laugh in all these different keys.
That's really good. That'll do it for 163. We're gonna go think about NX, and we'll learn about more of NX in the next week. I promise. Your face.
Harold disagrees.
Well, time will tell. Until then, thank you again for listening. Send us any feedback, podcast@thefreecheese.com. Leave a comment below the article that you find this podcast posted in on thefreecheese.com. And with that, we'll see you next week.